Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're working on the NSX. I haven't done any major service, really any service at all to this car whatsoever, other than the initial check over when I first bought it. I did replace the wheels, as you guys saw in previous videos, maybe you saw, I don't know. And we fixed a bunch of wiring, replaced some radio stuff, things like that. But I haven't done any major service. I've had the car now for about a year and a half. I've only put about 1,500 miles on it. But Travis and I are getting ready to head up to Asheville, North Carolina, and we're gonna go shred on some of the mountain roads. So he is servicing his Porsche, I'm servicing my NSX. I figured I'd take you guys along for the ride because you guys seem to like the car shop videos. So I hope you enjoy it. It's always so cool to see the bottom of a car like this because it's so different from most types of vehicles you see the bottom of, because it's just so flat. It's mid-engine, so the engine's in the back of this car, so there's no exhaust system going through. It's just super flat. So if you check this out, as you come from the front of the car, you get a little bit of air dam stuff here, so it channels, keeps air in the front of this thing for the radiator, etc. You got the suspension stuff going on, but then there's just a channel down the center of it in the floor pan, and that's for like the radiator lines. This is an aluminum hose for coolant and goes from the radiator to the engine. Wiring harness, AC lines here, etc. So this channel here, this is a removable panel. It all just channels through the center of it. Again there. And then you got shifter cables go to the gearbox. And then you got the engine, the exhaust system, and then it just comes right out the back right there, just like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to check some suspension stuff. I'm going to shake the wheels, make sure all the suspension stuff feels nice and tight, make sure there's nothing obvious that needs addressed. I saw just a minor oil leak right here, which I was sort of familiar with already. And I believe, I'll double check this, it's just a little bit wet right here. You can kind of see that. Not too bad, but I believe it's coming all the way up from a valve cover gasket and dripping down. It's possible it's just the oil pan gasket right up here. So I'll look a little more into that. And then I'll just shake everything down and make sure it's good to go. Also, how about this titanium ARC exhaust system? Super dope. I didn't know what was on this car when I bought it, and I was thinking, there's some cheap something on here, I'm gonna take it off. But it's not, it's like five grand. So it's staying. It sounds nice, it's super nice, it's a really nice piece of work. Travis just brought up a good point. He goes, you know what car is even flatter underneath? 911.
Air-cooled 911.
It's air-cooled, so there's no radiator, there's no coolant to go from the front of the car to the motor. Shifter cables run through the tunnel. Through the tunnel. Wiring harness runs through the cab. What did you say? The AC lines is the only thing.
Front left corner, back to here.
It is super flat underneath. T-Dog said he needs cold air. He's putting an AC compressor in. Okay, let's get to work here. Let me explain this to you guys. So this is like a transfer pump. So what I'm doing, and this is pretty typical for a manual transmission, differentials, transfer cases, and even now a lot of the modern automatic transmissions, you have to inject the fluid from underneath into it. Whereas before you used to be able to pull the dipstick out of the dipstick tube and fill the transmission through the dipstick tube, which is still the case on many cars, but a lot of them now you can't do that. So anyways, I've got this pump going into the bottle of fluid. I'm gonna pump it manually. I used to have a machine that does this, but I don't have it anymore. And then it's gonna pump it into the transmission. And then once it starts to overflow out of this hole, I'll know it's full and put the plug back in. Holy smokes, you guys. This transfer pump, I don't know what brand this is. I got this at AutoZone literally just to do this because I knew I didn't have my transfer pump machine anymore. This is the cleanest fluid transfer I've ever done. I think it's cleaner than some of the machines because you tend to overdo it, and then the fluid starts like really pumping out and you're trying to shut it off and it's still pumping fluid. This thing, I don't know what I paid for it, probably like 15 bucks. I'll find a link, I'll put it in the description. Best tool I've bought in quite a while. All right, so all the fluids are changed. I got the oil changed, transmission fluids changed. I do need to top off the brake fluid, but because it's low, I'm gonna check all the brake pads. So I'm gonna go around all 4 corners. I'm gonna check the condition of the pad itself, and I'm also gonna give the wheel a shake left and right, make sure there's no steering play. I'm gonna shake it up and down, make sure there's no wheel bearing play or upper or lower control arm looseness or anything like that. That one feels good. I'm gonna go around and check all 4. But that's it. You guys literally, I think you just watched me do my first oil change on the NSX, really is what it came down to. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Travis and I are headed up to the mountains, so I'm sure we'll make some videos, at least some photos and stuff like that on Instagram, so make sure you follow on Instagram. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.